How are you, sir?
All good, Samir sir. How are you?
How are you? Okay, sir. Sham sir.
Doing good,
I'm
sir.
good, sir.
All
How are
good,
you?
sir. Never been better.
What's going on?
Looking forward to this, sir.
Hungry right now.
Hungry.
So,
In 2025, if all of us who belong to different religions and castes, if we are dining together, I think we should be thankful to Baba Sahib Ambedkar, the Constitution, for its transformative role, because food was a marker of purity and pollution. Sattvic foods not eligible for the Dalits. So thankful to the Constitution, thankful to Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Now, what's on our plate? What are you having, Shamsir?
I'm having.
Too many things on offer, so he's still
There's a lot on the
So
plate.
Abhishek sir is the only vegetarian.
yes, sir. So I have 3 items here for my litti chokha, idli, and paneer tikka.
Do you prefer idli
Yes, sir.
for your breakfast?
Yeah, idli, dosa, one of the best breakfasts you can have, sir.
And you, Chetan sir?
Oh, I'm looking forward to the kebab and the litti chokha.
You?
looking forward to the kebab and fish as well. So, and yeah, everything is very sumptuous, to say the least. Least attracted by paneer.
Do you cook?
I do love cooking. And occasionally, whenever I do get an opportunity, I do like to try my hand at various different things.
Opportunity means you're not a regular cook.
Not on a day-to-day basis. Once every 2 to 3 days, whenever I get some time window, because it is not something which I do out of compulsion. I like doing it. I like cooking. It is very meditative experience, so to say. So that is where some of the cuisines are where I restrict my cooking to.
Like?
Mostly non-vegetarian items and sometimes the basic comfort food, so to say.
Abhishek sir,
Sir,
what's easy to cook? Vegetarian or non-vegetarian food?
any day is a vegetarian, though I'm not the right person to comment on that. But any day, I think vegetarian food is more forgiving. In non-vegetarian food, there is a chance of being undercooked, and that could lead to health issues. But vegetarian food is it takes up the flavor better, can be made quicker also. But I would say that vegetarian food is more forgiving than non-vegetarian food.
Food diplomacy, Chetan sir. Sheikh Hasina sending
Mangoes.
box of mangoes to Prime Minister.
As for people, is development and gastro-tourism itself is a big thing. And even since the Cold War days, food has been playing a big role in diplomacy. For example, when US opened up to China, when Nixon was meeting Zhou Enlai, the Peking duck which was displayed and how Nixon embraced the Chinese culture using chopsticks, that had a big impact back home in the US. Because until then, China was a feared communist state. And through food, through culture, it became more acceptable in the US. So that can be the impact of soft power.
Food is also becoming a symbol of attracting tourism, cultural tourism.
Tourism has, yeah.
So various
What Bangkok is doing. What are Japanese,
Days of Korean food, Korean movies, everything. Yeah.
Korea has taken the entire cultural realm by a storm, I think, with the help
Since
of
you mentioned Japan, what's interesting is sushi was never popular in the West.
Yeah.
When Japanese emperor visited the US, that's when the deliberate push was given by the Japanese government to make sushi more popular. And that now it is on
They have
every
done
street.
tremendous job, yeah.
And your subject, geography plays a very important role
It does.
in determining the food choices.
Yes.
The climate, the availability of ingredients.
Yes. So the entire concept of having a staple food, what do you consume on a day-to-day basis? It is completely determined by geography. For example, if you take a look at the southern part of the country, majority of the food items are fermented rice-based and or they are millet-based. So basically, it is aided by excess rainfall in certain areas or absolute dry conditions. Come from the northwestern part of the country, Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana, you will find that even in the colloquial term, when they are going to have a meal, they say roti khane ja rahe, regardless of whatever they consume. So
Break the bread.
yeah,
Okay.
so that is because it is a wheat-based culture there. Wheat is naturally grown there. Come to eastern part of the country, rice forms a staple diet, afternoon, evening, every time. So it is very much dependent on, even for that matter, the vegetables that we consume. Not every place has got the luxury to be able to grow vegetables. So that is where you will also find the aspect of vegetarianism being restricted to certain areas. And those parts in the eastern part of the country, very flood prone. You cannot expect any vegetables to grow for at least 2 to 3 months of the year. You'll find non-vegetarianism coming in and non-vegetarian food coming in. So it is also a matter of luxury in certain cases. But eventually, if you consider any part of the country, the entire wholesome meal, so that would be the aspect of complete nutrition that Indian cuisine represents. And that is why I always say Indian cuisine, one of the best cuisines out there.
But why have we not able to popularize Indian food? Indian food is popular, but Michelin star restaurants in India, zero. Why is that the case?
I think the government's push has been very limited. Even now, the global understanding of Indian food is driven by stereotypes. Like how chicken tikka masala is seen as the national dish of UK, and that entire builds the image of Indian food. It essentially dismisses the diversity of Indian food. But of late, the government has been trying to, give a push for Indian food as well globally. They started the Annapurna star rating system, where Indian restaurants abroad are being rated, and that is a good push. But if you look at other countries, what they have done, India has still a lot of catching up to do. Like how Thailand, especially, they completely transformed Thai food around the world. Even now, the Thai government gives subsidies for Thai restaurants around the world. And how they simplified the Thai products like red curry, green curry, how they marketed it, and how they generated this global appeal for Thai cuisine is something remarkable. So I think India still has a lot to learn from that.
So, but it's
I
about
think the
palate.
factor that is contributing to this is, unlike other countries in our households, we are not open to sharing the secrets. We try to close it or guard it very closely rather than, right, let's say, being worried about somebody copying it, etc. In other countries, they are more open. They share their secrets, they share their ingredients, etc. In Indian households, that is very less. A lot of times in our own households, we keep on saying, this is my grandmother's recipe. If somebody will ask, we will either provide half of it or we will simply say, I also don't know. So I think one of the reasons why our cuisines have not gone to global market compared to, let's say, other countries' cuisines, I feel there is less idea of sharing the ingredients.
But if you do you like Chinese food,
Yes, sir. Indo-Chinese.
not
No.
original Chinese, Indo-Chinese.
Yeah.
So there is no scope of using the same ingredients or the same manner in which you're cooking the Chinese food in India. It's a completely different food. A Chinese coming to India would not love it. So why is it that Indian restaurants or the Indian food is not as popular as it should
Sir,
be
it's
because
about-
of the variety that we have?
It's about palate and it's about technique also. Because Indian food, be it for example the idli or the dosa, the preparation time and the technique, the ratios are so technical that if you get that wrong, you will not get the right khameer or the fermentation. So therefore, it's not just about.
And you think that is not true for a pizza, for example?
So the point is that a pizza can be prepared through ingredients which may be available in that 24 hours. But for idlis,
can be made. Whereas in case of India, it's not that we are not doing it. For example,
and also-
dosa batter, it is available today.
Today,
But let's say 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that idea of a dosa batter being packaged and sold in a retail market was not
Sir,
present.
in a globalized world where fast food is very important, Indian food is more about taste, it's about taking your time, it's about eating by hand. These are palate issues, the biggest, which is that our food has a lot of spices. That is the uniqueness of Indian food.
there is this notion that Indian food is very spicy, very hot. So making it palatable, I think, is also very important. That's what other cultures have done.
But then our food will lose its originality.
Yeah.
Without
have to dilute it.
compromising the authenticity,
Yeah.
make it slightly palatable. That's where it becomes marketable as a global.
So, but I would say that why do we need to do that? India is known for its food. We don't have to change our identity and our food for others. We don't have to.
Not change it, but make it more palatable.
These are more things are not spicy. We have
exactly.
a whole range of
That's the beauty of
Beauty
India
of
as well.
Yeah.
Diversity. Look at the kind of food that you'll see in Bengal,
Yes.
or the food that you see in Tamil Nadu, or the coastal Andhra,
Yeah.
Karnataka,
Coastal Karnataka.
coastal Karnataka, different food.
Beautiful.
You see Hyderabadi food is very spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you won't find the same level of spice in, let's say, Karnataka food.
Yes.
Kolhapuri food.
Yes.
The Malvan coast.
Yeah.
The entire Malvan cuisine for that matter. The spice quotient is
Even
very
North
next level.
Karnataka,
North
South
Karnataka,
side,
yeah.
will be
So
good.
close by,
Yeah.
those regions
Yeah.
are very close by.
I just keep on wondering if they say what they eat in northern part of India, many of the westerners say
Yeah.
this is too spicy. Then come down to southern part of
Right,
India, have
right.
Andhra cuisine.
Andhra
Or
cuisine.
let's say Savji thalis, etc. If that is spicy, then they'll not be able to tolerate this. But spicy doesn't make it not good for consumption.
Yeah, true.
It has got its own taste. And because the regions are basically exposed to, let's say, more heat compared to northern part of India, there is a higher consumption, in the preparation of all of these foods. We use lot of spices.
Yeah.
So it is more to do with the geography. It is more to do with the kind of exposure that we are having, not to do with anything else.
And also, we need not dumb down the spices.
Yeah,
For example, any of the for example, when you go to the European cuisine, or let's suppose we were talking about pizza for that matter, in majority of them you will find that the eateries, they will serve you a good helping of balsamic sauce.
Yeah.
Now that is very pungent,
Yeah.
and you take some time getting used to it. But people get used to it, and it is an acquired taste.
Exactly.
Similarly, for Japanese cuisine, you have wasabi.
Mm.
Wasabi, if you consume like that, you will have tears
Yeah.
rolling down. But then it is again an acquired taste.
Sir, but for
So-
gastro-tourism, it is good only. If
It is
you want to
absolutely-
eat authentic food, come to India. Why should we make McDosa? That's not the point. That is not the way India should approach this. We are known for our uniqueness and our food, and they should come and eat.
What's your favorite food?
Sir, comfort food would be dal bhat chokha from our khichdi, but I love dosa also. I love South Indian food. So with regards to being from Delhi, I from chole bhature to pav bhaji to everything.
It would be a crime not to mention chole bhature.
Chole bhature and
Where would you prefer?
I think Amrik Sukhdev and
Morsel.
Morthal. Or I would also, I like the food of Karol Bagh, that chole kulche wala of Rajendra Nagar is known. I like the momo wala of Rajendra Nagar again. And then there is a very known Bhel Puri wala from Hindu College in front of that. He makes a very iconic one. So Delhi
Is
street
it
food.
true, sir, that for Delhi, the quality of momo is dependent upon how spicy the sauce is?
Yes. That is what I've been looking for in Bangalore, which is that the authentic red chili based chutney for the momos. But yes, sir, as I said, being an Indian, if you love only one food, then you are not an Indian. It is the diversity of food. And if I say that I only like one, like North Indian or South Indian, I'm not doing justice to my palate.
You are vegetarian by choice.
Yeah, by choice, by tradition, by legacy, and I choose to be. So my grandfather did not have onions and garlics also, but now we've evolved to eat that also. So, but it's pure on need basis. But yes, the only vegetarian on table.
What would be your favorite food?
My favorite food would be yakni.
Ah.
It's mutton cooked in yogurt.
Right.
It's not spicy, and I would prefer it with rice.
Yeah.
Particularly if it's cooked by my mom.
Yeah.
Second preference would be if it's cooked by me. So that's something. And I like this restaurant in Delhi, Bukhara.
Bukhara is
A fantastic place to eat.
Yeah.
I think everybody should try at least once. It's a sumptuous food, lots of variety, properly cooked. So it doesn't matter what you eat. What matters is how it is cooked. So the preparation that goes into it, the rightness of the spices that you use. For example, I would never cook mutton inside a pressure cooker. That's a horrible way of cooking mutton.
But sir,
Fry
do you
it.
think that kind of preparation varies from one cuisine to another cuisine? For example, if
That's why I said that's my favorite. You may not like it, don't like it.
Usually red meat, when it is slow cooked,
it is next level.
instead of pressure cooked.
Yeah.
would you prefer that when you talk about, let's say, dum biryanis which are prepared in this part of India, where it is basically prepared on a pressure cooker?
No, here also the dum
Here
biryani.
also they
No,
give
no.
dum.
It's some types of the biryanis,
But these are not dum biryani.
Then it's not a dum.
Not
For example, Abhishek sir eating veg biryani. That's blasphemy. There's no such thing as veg biryani.
Pulao, sir.
Paneer biryani.
There is a difference for veg and paneer biryani in Mughal cookbooks.
Yes.
So they do have a difference.
So Mughals,
I don't have to necessarily agree with Mughals.
so I think the commonality between Aurangzeb, Jahangir, Shah Jahan and Akbar was that when they did not feel well, khichdi was their, you can say, comfort food. So in Mughlai cuisine also, we tend to downplay vegetarian food. A lot of vegetarianism was followed, Akbar's Deen-e-Ilahi and that whole concept itself. But it is that vegetarianism in India is also how we define it. Because I come from a space in India where I think me and Mukesh sir come from the same Bihar and that eastern sector. And I may be a vegetarian, but I don't eat egg. but somebody may define vegetarianism with eating egg. So we have vegetarians also in India. So
In many parts of the world, they consider egg as vegetarian.
Yes.
as well.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
In the name of vegetarian food, they will provide you
Mushrooms.
mushrooms. Mushrooms are
Vegetarian.
basically vegetarian.
In fish eating areas, they will give you chicken. Chicken as saying that, okay, this is vegetarian.
Yeah. Fish sauce, oyster sauce, it's always added.
Yes, so it's a very relative thing. So India is that way is very unique, that how do you define vegetarianism is also very, very specific to the context in which you are.
You, Chetan sir, what's your favorite food?
Favorite food. I love the dosa from Bangalore, the masala dosa.
Which area?
Places like CTR or Vidyarthi Bhavan, and mutton biryani from Shagos, Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
And there is this place in Bharing, Haji Cafe. It's a very old cafe. I think it's passed down by 4-5 generations. The breakfast was phenomenal. That's one place I would love to go back and eat.
What's the difference between mandi and biryani?
Biryani is usually layered, where the rice and meat is layered on top. But in, I think, mandi, if I'm not
They
wrong,
cook it, sir.
the meat is cooked
Yeah.
separately and then brought together
Yeah.
with a garnish of the onions.
Bland as well.
It's pretty bland, yeah. The Yemeni origin, I think,
Yes.
makes it a little blander.
That is how they make
But
pulao.
the Hyderabad variant, which has been slightly customized, is actually good.
Right.
Ah,
In Hyderabad, there is that Purana Hyderabad area.
uh-huh.
There is one restaurant, Shadab.
Shadam.
That's also
biryani.
fantastic biryani there.
yeah.
But the waiting time is large.
But I generally don't like these
Uh-huh.
kind of variations which move away from the originality.
Mm.
I'll tell you the reason. I come from a region where we predominantly consume jowar rotis. Right? The jowar rotis which are prepared through hand by beating. Jowar rotis with, let's say, brinjal. That's a staple food for us. You try to have that particular taste in any part of Bangalore. There are multiple restaurants which will provide it to you. But the way they prepare, they've basically butchered the whole process. They create this with a machine, jowar rotis with machine. And the brinjal that they use is not the original brinjal that we use. So, yes, for namesake, it is something which is representing our cuisine. But if I taste it, I would not personally recommend somebody to taste it.
Yeah.
So
Do
if
you order online, Zomato, Swiggy?
no, very rarely. Maybe once in 15 days or once in 20 days, because I personally like to cook. It is a process that will make
So you cook regularly.
Yes, sir.
You cook for your wife as well.
Yes.
That is good, sir.
Right,
What
so-
is the most common thing that you cook?
Like you said, non-veg preparations. But that is done, let's say, once in 4 days or 5 days. I like to cook even breakfast, upma, dosa for that matter. I don't prepare the batter, but I prepare dosa or avlaki for that matter, right? So many of the preparations that I have been eating from my childhood. So because I've grown in an hostel, I've stayed in a hostel for very, very long duration. I cultivated the habit of cooking for myself. And that has become a very important part of my life now.
Why did you never invite us to your home?
Too possessive. That's what he said. We don't
That's what
share.
you don't share the ingredients, but share the food.
So, but calling the word dosa also is a very big monolith that way. That
Not dosa, dose.
Dosai, dosai, dosa. I'm not the right person for pronunciation. The viewers will know that. But sir, for
Now they
example,
do.
so I would rather travel to Chennai and have dosa than to have it at Rameshwaram Cafe.
Well,
Sir, you
Saravavan.
just triggered a whole lot of
Yeah,
memories.
yeah.
So
You want the best dosa, you come to Bangalore. You go to Udupi.
I
but then when he talks about the Rameshwaram Cafe,
it is not
I
doing
think
justice.
it's hyped.
Yes.
Overhyped.
And those are also same story.
I mean, there are so many varieties of dosas. Szechuan dosa, paneer dosa. Those are real dosas.
That is-
99 varieties of
Ah,
dosa.
99
varieties of dosa.
Szechuan dosa is like having chocolate samosas.
And it also varies the kind of sambar
Ah,
that you will find in Bangalore would be
Right.
different.
They add
from-
jaggery here, sir.
It has-
That is very interesting.
It has a
Karnataka
it has a representation from the Udupi side.
Udupi side. Yeah.
The kind of sambar we prepare, it is from the Udupi side
Yeah.
or Mangalore side. And the Chennai dosa has a different type of a sambar.
So whose dosa is better, Tamil or Kannada?
I would say both are good. It depends on the palate.
No. Whose sambar is better?
Sambar, I would prefer the one that is available in Karnataka. Sir.
You?
Sambar I eat both, but dosa Bangalore.
Okay.
Mm.
One point that I wanted to raise, patriarchy in our food choices. If it is unpaid labor, the women get to cook at home, but if it is paid, then in restaurants you will see majorly it's a man who is the cook. and there are also religious, cultural notions
Yeah.
associated with gender, the choices when it comes to food. A woman is menstruating and she's not allowed inside the kitchen during those days. How do you look at it?
I would argue it's not just in terms of cooking. A lot of times in our households also we have seen generally it is the male of the household who decides what to eat on that particular day. So historically it's a wrong thing, but what has happened is generally the debate or let's say the discussion or the decision regarding who should cook, it has been relegated to women. Is it a good thing? Absolutely no. We should ensure that this will not happen. This should not continue.
But I think things are also changing because
Yes.
men are now cooking in
Yes.
large numbers.
Yeah.
Is it out of passion or they want to share this responsibility with the women?
It's a
That's
mix
another
of
matter, but
it's a mix of all of it. Many of the people cook it because they want to share the household responsibilities with the spouse. Many of the people cook out of, let's say, passion. I would simply say it is a mixture of all the things. But it's a good change that is happening in the
It is
society.
a very good change.
Yes, and that will help basically in empowerment of the women.
And what we were also talking about, the nuclearization of the family.
Yeah.
As the household becomes smaller and smaller, you will find a greater need for the sharing of the responsibilities.
and also when both husband and the wife they're working.
Yeah. So,
So-
in that particular case, it is very important that the responsibilities are shared.
And
Earlier, it was looked at as a point of a something as a taboo of sorts,
Yeah.
that the male member of the household is cooking. But good change that we are seeing is
Doing dishes as well.
yes.
doing dishes as well.
So it's not about only cooking food, it's then clearing the mess as well.
Yeah. So people used to take it for granted that my
This is
entire
not
job
my domain.
Yeah. My job is to eat and criticize. That would be the
खाने में नमक कम है.
And that participation is also one of the reasons why a lot of, let's say, families are happy families. And because once the husband starts participating and contributes to the household activities, which generally used to not happen earlier, that is a recipe for a happy family as well.
So this is where
Can you vouch for it?
Sir, I think this is where when we were talking about state action, the way patriarchy works is at the point of you can say grassroots, and that is where the kitchen was considered to be a space, feminine space, and there with the change in patriarchal notions and all, and in the same way the state is imposing, patriarchy used to impose in that regard.
But Abhishek sir, here I would argue that, for example, you were talking about the incidence, the point of incidence of patriarchy. Even if you turn the pages of history and you talk about the royal kitchens, royal kitchens would always have male cooks.
Yeah, supervised by
It
every
was
woman.
not always the case.
Supervised by?
Women, for example,
Not even supervised
It
by
was
the
not
women.
supervised by
no,
women.
but Mughal cases and Delhi,
Again,
not Delhi
it's a
Saltanat,
reflection of patriarchy as well. Maybe women weren't allowed to go out
Yeah,
of the house
they-
and work.
Not
House-
considered to be that capable that they
Yeah.
can feed the royal
Royal
household.
household.
Yeah,
but in
so-
Mughal tradition, mostly the queen used to supervise the food. This is an Akbar forward tradition.
No. Queen is separate.
Hmm.
The
Queen
Khansamas.
That is where all male members.
Yeah.
But that is where the angle of the household, the private, and Sultan's kitchen are two very different, separate instances.
Yeah.
You assert your power in that kitchen. You relegate the woman into the private. Further
In
into
fact, in Awadhi cuisine, still to this date, you will find that the major cooks, they are male cooks, even as a matter of legacy. And that has been propagated for centuries now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it is related to paid work,
Yeah.
there is a male.
Yes.
And if it is unpaid domestic household chores, there is a woman.
There's a
In addition to
Same.
that, the
Chefs,
argument was
Michelin star chefs.
outside work is more of a masculine work.
Hmm.
You require a lot of power, you require a lot of energy. For example, during industrial revolution, this is exactly what happened. Male used to go outside because they believed that the work requires a lot of power.
Yeah.
Right? And women were relegated to the household.
This is where
works.
physiological
Maybe
differences
pre-industrial.
are made as the basis for social
Yes.
discrimination, gender-based discrimination.
The gender
No, but
based
it-
role.
It's pre-industrial. Pre-industrial, this was the notion. Industrial revolution broke down this notion because women and even child labor, everything was part of this industrial complex. And that is where I think in India also, with the shift out of agrarian spaces into secondary sector, service-based sector, women getting involved in the economy, there's a shift.
And across
You see this in temple kitchens as well.
Yeah.
It's a male dominated
Right.
thing again, which is again a reflection of patriarchy.
Yes, because in temple kitchen, what he was referring
Yeah.
to, about the aspect of
Menstruation,
menstruation.
yeah.
So it would be considered impure. But what I would also say is that the change or the shift that we are seeing is also primarily aided by the migrational patterns.
Mm.
You will find large number of male population also being the migrant population. So in most of the cases, they are living alone. They are living at some faraway place.
They're pushed to cook.
They are pushed to cook. And that is what that culture is slowly and steadily percolating right down to the grassroots. It
But
is-
when he goes back into agriculture or to his hometown, he will not cook.
Yeah.
This
that's
is
true.
where
Yeah.
it's a more an urban and a rural thing.
Something which has prevailed for thousands of years.
See,
It cannot turn overnight, but good
But
to
the
see the
change
green
is good.
shoots.
Yeah.
and with the household being a very private space,
Yeah.
kitchen being even more private, so it's like in the household also you push the women into a certain space that the male gaze is not there.
True, true.
So that is where
But there's a beautiful movie made on this, Malayalam film, Great Indian Kitchen,
Okay.
which very well depicts the patriarchy, how it affects the woman of the household.
Yeah.
Uh,
That has been remade into multiple, let's say, languages. For example, in Hindi, Mrs. There is a movie Mrs.
Mhm.
Same remake of the Malayalam movie. And one of the reason this has persisted for centuries is when this started, the same thing was taught to children. Right, so the children would look
Yeah.
at the parents, learn that, or basically understand that cooking means it is a duty of the woman,
Yes.
and work, physical work, it is my duty,
Yeah.
and that has basically percolated to the future
Even among
generations as well.
siblings,
Mhm.
the female
Yeah.
sibling would be expected to help the
Yes.
mother
Yeah.
Yes.
Learn cooking.
learn
Yeah.
cooking
Learn cooking.
right from a young age,
Right.
but it would not be encouraged for the male.
gender is performance, so therefore performative aspect that you have to associate yourself to certain spaces. It's a I would not say that there is a lot of change in that regard. We are coming from an urban angle here, be it the rural spaces, be it the kitchens.
It's still
The change is at the at some level,
Yes,
but it has not penetrated.
metrosexual.
nuclear families,
Yeah.
urban cities, and
The idea of a metrosexual man, that idea is it is romanticized also.
But it's still prevalent in the society.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
sense,
yeah.
widely.
if let's say the male is cooking in a household, it is generally taken as a joking matter.
Yeah.
Right? Even,
There's no
even
doubt.
recently, we must have seen, right, certain people killing other people because they were made fun of.
Yeah.
They were living on the wages of a woman in a household.
Yeah.
So even
father
the
killing the
society,
daughter.
the
But that
most
may not
recent
be
case.
true because the reports are saying
Ah.
contrary. He was in fact wealthy and nobody would taunt him
Yeah.
that you're living off your daughter's wealth.
No, but
So
there
that
was
may
a
be
case
different.
in Haryana which came to light where a husband shot his wife because he was not happy with the quality of chapati which was
Yes.
given.
Yes.
So think about it. The kind of what you think as something which is God gifted for you, that the wife has to cook and it has to be so top notch that if it is not to that level, you will shoot the wife. So that is the reality in many parts of the country still.
Yeah.
Even in
Domestic
diasporic,
violence is driven by, the
yes.
lack of good quality food options for a man.
the
Yes.
diasporic population and the whole idea of taking a wife to Canada from India, and that whole angle is that I don't want just a wife but more than that a male.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is where I think in patriarchal senses, I think we are very far off. We are just looking at glorified reels and
a very
glorified.
small subset of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
society.
So
It's like telling a man, a boy, now you are grown up, you've started earning, now focus on your business, focus on
Yeah.
your work, get married.
Hmm.
She will take care of you.
Yeah.
For that matter, I'll tell you the case of Punjab. There is that very frequent used saying where someone migrates to UK or Canada. After a couple of years, they come back and they say that I want to get married because the expenses when I'm
Very
living
high.
alone,
Hmm.
the expenses are higher. So what does that mean? That if you take another person, the expenses are expected to be low. How? Because that person is expected to take care of the house, the household, everything, and all you have to do is just go out.
I think
And
the Sridevi movie had captured this quite well. I'm forgetting the name.
English film.
Yes.
English film.
That was not about this.
no, that was
That
was
was
about coming of
patriarchal
age
gem.
of
Patriarchy.
that woman.
One of the
There was an
theme,
element.
one of the theme was
One of
that,
the small-
where he basically jokes that she's only good for cooking.
Yes.
And he
And
looks
the
down
wife is
upon
only
him.
good for cooking.
But that was not the central theme of that.
that was not the same.
That was
one of
basically
the
coming of age of that
Yes.
woman.
Yeah.
How she is able to sustain herself and live independently. Not
So
independently.
in patriarchal sense, we have to go a very long way, sir. We can't just generalize right now in the rural sector. I think 90% of India, it would be a woman's job to do it, unfortunately. And I think because patriarchy is based on indoctrination, the woman also has internalized that idea. So even if the husband is cooking, she would feel that something wrong is happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
awareness and understanding, this is a more psyche issue.
That internalization is an
Yeah.
important term that you have used, because as sadly what we have done is we have made sure that the new generation is also imbibed with that idea that as they are growing up,
Groomed from a very young
That
age.
socialization happens at home.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and they expect it out of themselves
Yeah.
without any compulsion that I have to make someone happy.
You also see that mother-in-laws, for example, they themselves
Right.
would have gone through the
Yes,
horrors,
torture.
and they expect the daughter-in-law to do the same.
Indoctrination,
thing.
yes.
Yeah.
Full.
That is
I think
You're talking about personal experience.
Sir, a parent would say that my son cooks. That's a pride aspect. But if the same is true for the woman, they would say that it's a part
it's a
and parcel.
normal thing. It's a
Normal,
normal
no.
thing, yeah.
So we still have to go very far.
Or is it son-in-law cooking? It's a good thing,
Yes.
but
Ah.
son
is-
cooking is
yeah.
looked down upon.
It's an interesting.
Simply call him as a Jor ka gulam.
That's what you are.
Proud one.
Janani wale kaam kar raha.
So I would argue everything starts at a house.
Yes.
Like, everything starts at a house.
Upbringing plays a very
Yes.
big role.
Yes. Right.
So-
Teach your children.
So I would bring another topic if it's okay. Which is the one city that you would associate with fond food memories, each one of you, starting with you, sir?
Delhi.
Delhi.
Outside of home, I would not compare any food to the Kashmiri food. For me, Vazwan is at the top.
Right.
Everything else would be second, third, or lagging at the bottom. Vazwan, it's a 36-course food cooked overnight by male chefs, patriarchy, whatever it is. And there is a cultural influence as well. It came from Persia, and it's mostly focused on meat and a little bit of chicken here and there. Use of masalas, the spices, particularly in times of wedding or even a funeral. That is at the top. After that, I would prefer food in Delhi.
Which kind of food in Delhi?
Mughlai, maybe the Kareems, Bukhara,
I was
I
expecting
was
that
talking
name.
about at the ITC. Then the Hyderabadi biryani. Then there's a beautiful restaurant in Chennai, Hamsa. Solid. I have come to realize that vegetarian food is not bad. Vegetarian food is sumptuous. I mean, there are so many varieties in vegetarian food. We often restrict vegetarian food to paneer,
Yeah.
which is not the case. I mean, there are so many varieties of vegetarian food, and I'm starting developing that my taste in vegetarian food. So
Good to hear, sir.
Hyderabadi biryani, I would not associate biryani with Lucknow or Kolkata or
So
even
in the Hyderabadi biryani,
Yes.
Hyderabadi biryani is the real biryani.
different variants of it. Yeah, you just need to appreciate the.
I appreciate food. I can eat anything, but for me, biryani is Hyderabadi biryani.
Kareem's is something that I won't agree with you because Kareem's doesn't sit. Okay.
Why
No,
you
before Kareem's, when the head chef was there, I think now it has changed.
Yeah.
At one
But
point, Kareem's
the quality has gone down,
quality
but
has
I think it is still worth a shot.
We were talking about the hygiene issues as well.
Yes.
So in the original Kareem's, that
Chandni
is
Chowk.
the Chandni Chowk one, that is an issue that I faced personally.
Right.
So it did not sit well with me. So I've had a bad experience. Never went to Kareem's after that. So there is rather in Chandni Chowk there is Aslam's butter chicken. That is
Heard.
very, if you are okay
More
with
infamous than famous.
you are
Rather
okay with
butter for less chicken.
butter is more
Heart attack chicken.
yeah heart attack chicken. So that is the and one more question I will ask. The city that you would associate with worst food experience.
Oh, interesting question.
Worst food. I would not
Yes, to be
associate
had.
any city with not too controversial. I
Your
would have
experience. I'm not saying that city is making bad food. In your experience, you have went to a city and the food was
Since I am a hardcore non-vegetarian, I would not prefer Gujarati food or Rajasthani food. I won't like it. I don't like it. And
Too
I'll be
bloody for
honest in
like it.
admitting
It's
I
also the
don't like
sweeter
it.
side.
Yeah.
Like
It's on the sweet. I need spicy food.
Yeah.
Yes.
but Rajasthani food it has got
Spice.
But since it is mostly vegetarian,
vegetarian.
I would not prefer it.
Yeah.
But I can experience it. I've experienced it multiple times. Didn't like it.
Yeah.
But Hyderabadi food. Yours, sir?
Sir, I am a fan of non-vegetarian like you, and I would want my food on a spicier side. So North Karnataka, and or for that Maharashtrian cuisine, especially Savjis, that's very spicy to my liking. Everybody may not consume it, but it is suiting my palate. Like you said, even Hyderabad cuisine. Um, Anything in these particular regions, I would love to have it. I generally don't like to have bland food.
Right.
Sweeter side, less spicy. I generally don't consume it, but anything that is spicy, I'm a fan of it. And if it has non-veg, more fan of it.
Non-veg like mutton, chicken, beef.
Mutton, biryani.
It's right there, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Biryani should be mutton biryani.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's not even chicken. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Biryani has to be mutton biryani.
Has to be. Has to be.
Which is your?
My favorite would be one right there, Done Biryani from Bangalore.
It's because of the rice.
Not just the rice,
That's-
the meat takes in the flavors really well. It's
Yeah.
mainly made from a green masala,
Hmm.
coriander, mint, green chilies, and when it is cooked together, but there are some places where they cook it separately.
Yeah.
That is
Hmm.
not good. There are very few places where they nail the Done Biryani.
Yeah.
What are your good suggestions for one of the Done Biryani suggestions that you gave to me was worked well.
Huh.
So what
The
are
one
the-
in Jayanagar? Huh.
Jayanagar.
Huh.
So the other suggestions for Done Biryani that you would
Shivaji is good.
Shivaji military.
Military
Shivaji.
hotel. And by the way, military hotels have a great, interesting story behind them.
Yeah.
Wherever you see around Bangalore, you see these military hotels or Hindu military hotels.
Yes.
They essentially were set out to serve the protein needs of the armies,
Armies.
the Maratha army, Tipu Sultan's army,
Hmm.
then the British. But then they started serving beef as well. That's why some of them set themselves apart by adding Hindu military hotel. So they perfected the nati style, using rustic spices, more earthy flavors. It's more stronger in its aroma as well.
Yeah. Nati style is good.
Yeah.
Nati style
But
is
don't you think, sir, if you go to the Maharashtrian part,
Huh.
same military hotels have a better flavor compared to what is available in,
In Bangalore.
in
True,
Bangalore,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Bangalore, very few.
Bangalore is urbanized quite to cater to as many
Yeah.
palates as
So-
possible.
So the palates, they have watered down the spices.
Which is the best restaurant in Bangalore?
For me, Rangana Military Hotel. Right, if you're a non-vegetarian, Rangana Military Hotel, Shivaji Military Hotel, these are very good non-vegetarian food. Again, specifically within that, mutton dishes. Chicken, not so much. Mutton, very good.
Hmm.
If somebody wants to have purely Andhra dishes,
Nagarjuna.
Nagarjuna is there.
Nagarjuna is there.
Right?
Nagarjuna, yeah. I would
Nandini
take-
is there. Right. There are multiple.
Nandini or Nandana?
Both are there.
Both.
Nandini and Nandana. Two are there.
Two different.
Two different hotels. Right. So
But Nandini is the cooperative of the Karnataka.
that is a
That is
big
different.
corporate.
That is a milk
hotel.
This is a hotel chain. That is also there. Right.
Where
So
is this?
there are multiple places. JP
Chain,
Six
yeah.
Phase. JP Six Phase is there.
Never heard of it. Have you heard of it?
It is there.
Nandini.
Yeah.
Andhra style.
Andhra style. If somebody wants to have one more Andhra restaurant, Bhima, which is there near MG Road. That's
That I have
also
not
very old, very good. There is one more Navayuga.
Navayuga is
That
good.
is also very good. Right. So
It was
there are
Puri
multiple
Rajkumar's
favorite place.
Rajma.
Right. So there are multiple places. Some of them serve authentic, and some of them have watered down the spices over a period of time, just to ensure that this is a metropolitan.
Which
area.
food is better, North Indian versus South Indian?
For me, any given day, South Indian, sir. Any given day.
South
Precisely, reason being, I'm more
Because you're from
accustomed.
South India.
Yeah, right, one of the reasons. I like spicy food. North Indian is more bland compared to Southern Indian
How
food.
can you
Oh,
say
oh
that?
my God, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You go to Maharashtrian course, you go to, let's say, North Karnataka, the kind of spices they use is much better, much stronger compared to the foods that I've
Give
eaten.
examples.
Right, sir?
Give
Give
examples.
Savji thali. Right?
Hmm.
Savji thali. Or for that matter, let's say even pure Hyderabadi biryanis. Right? Or for that matter, let's say chicken chili. Right? The gravy version, not the
chili.
Ah,
Okay.
Andhra chicken chili.
Right.
And so the gravies that are prepared, at least the ones that I've consumed, right, they have more of a kick compared to what I've consumed in the northern part of India. And because my palate has suited since childhood, I've moved places, but mostly in the southern part of India. Maybe my palate has gotten used to that spice.
Sir, you should try Kolkata once. The spice difference and variation that you will get
Mm.
in Kolkata, right from the street vendors to the
Mm.
top-notch restaurants,
Mm.
it's amazing. I mean,
Or Lucknowi food.
Lucknowi food.
Lucknowi food.
To add to what Shamsar was saying, I do like food across India. But South Indian food, I feel, is more nutritious, more well balanced, more satiating.
Right.
Take the ragi mudde for example. A
Right.
very humble meal, farmers' food. It's something which keeps you full almost half a day at least.
Yeah.
Right. And look at the balance on the plate as well. If you look at a traditional South Indian meal, be it from Tamil Nadu,
I don't
Karnataka,
want such a food. I want to
Food
feel
is about
hungry every
experience.
hour
Yes.
so that I
So, but
consume
then
something.
What you were saying about ragi mudde,
Ah.
I think the entire country, in each and every part, you have that what is referred to as a peasant food.
yes, exactly.
For example, dal bati.
Dal bati,
Then you have
litti.
the bajre ki roti.
Ah,
Then you have litti chokha.
litti choka as well.
So that also, if you consider the entire platter,
Mm-hmm.
so it is very nutritious and it is
So if
very
you
well
look at the
balanced.
breakfast options, usually
Breakfast,
in North India, my experience, breakfast options has been very bad. It's either extremely oily,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But
Less on
compared to
nutrition.
that,
But
let's say
poha,
idli
poha,
or-
lanki bhat, same thing.
that would be more of a Maharashtrian
Yeah.
poha.
Poha is central
Maharashtra
India.
and
Central India. Ah.
Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. They are more oriented towards
Yeah.
Boha.
So the preference on fermented food for breakfast is very good for your gut. It's gut friendly. It's probiotic. Like
That is something that you will find in eastern part of India.
eastern part of India,
Eastern-
northern part. Of
Northern part of India.
So which biryani is better?
Biryani would be Hyderabad biryani and Ambur. Both are very distinct flavor profiles.
You have to choose, sir. Don't sit on the
Have to
fence.
choose
Don't
Ambur
sit on-
biryani.
Talapakati.
What about Dindigul?
Ambur biryani still.
Do you like Dindigul biryani?
I like it. The spice quotient is quite good there.
Hmm.
So I like it as a variation once or twice.
I like the onion based. What's that called?
Which is put on the top or
Ah.
No, they're separately.
raita?
Raita, mostly onion based.
Raita.
Not this one. This one that is served as
The
thalapakki.
Bengal
No, that's salan.
salan. Huh?
The raita, which
Ah.
is of
Just
predominantly
onion.
just onion and
Got it.
curd.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
With Ambur biryani, that's the one which is
Even with biryani,
Ah.
also you get that.
Yeah.
Ambur biryani I like, but
Ah.
then Dindugul biryani sometimes maybe it is depending upon the shop as well.
Right.
I'm talking about Thalapakati. So
Mhm.
there
Yeah.
it is very good
Very
in
good.
terms of the spices that they
Yeah.
offer. So that is good.
And if you have had, let's say, these kind of biryanis, let's say in Chennai, they offer very good seafood along with that.
Yeah.
Right?
The
If
side
you have
dishes,
been to,
yes.
yeah, right, Vanjaram fry, etc., the seafood is excellent.
Excellent. Yeah.
I think across India, coastal food is excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Right.
And
Every part.
lot of variation in terms of coastal food. For
Like
example,
you look at Maharashtra,
Mm.
Goa, coastal Karnataka.
Yeah.
Every 50 kilometers, the seafood is
You go to
phenomenally.
Mangalore, Udupi, or
Mangalore.
for that
Yeah,
matter,
yeah.
Kundapur.
the Mangalore
Yeah.
prawn or the fish curry that they make,
Mm.
it is very similar to the Goan curry
Yeah.
in terms of the usage of coconut milk. There.
Coconut milk is a common.
Yeah, it is a commonality. But then Mangalorean curry, I find it slightly greater on the spicier side. Goan is
yeah.
much more tamed down. Right. Kolhapur and Malvan is again very spicy.
Spicy.
Maharashtra coastline.
Even Thalacheri biryani is very nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is.
And
But in
also,
terms of spicing, it is a bit mild. Talacheri biryani. When you enter into
Yeah.
Kerala, the kind of biryanis they prepare,
They
terms
will
of
use
spice.
raisins and
Yeah.
all.
and they use the short grain rice,
Yeah.
usually in southern India.
For example, in Bengali biryani, you will
Mm.
put an aloo,
Yeah.
which I would extract.
Yeah, we have
Yeah, we have that already.
Kolkata biryani here.
So that was a substitute for meat.
Yeah.
When there was a
Cheaper
meat shortage,
one.
they would-
But then
Cheaper
Kolkata is not known for its biryani.
Sweets.
Kolkata is known for its sweets. Even the vegetarian food in Kolkata that you will get, the fish is completely.
Fish is vegetarian.
Vegetarian. I was going to say that. You said vegetarian then fish.
So you have
I was talking about vegetarian and then I got reminded of fish.
No, along with the egg, now you have added fish also.
North Indian food versus South Indian food.
Sir, though I consume a lot of South Indian food, when it comes to comfort food and personal preference, North Indian, naan, tikka, paneer tikka, anything out of the tandoor and the Mughlai cuisine that way is something which I crave for also from time to time. And I would disagree with him when it
What
comes.
has been the Mughal influence on our food?
So, see, Mughlai food is actually.
And when we will obliterate the Mughals from the history, what it will leave us with in terms of food? How are we going to appreciate food choices in India?
So, interestingly, whatever is on this table has something Mughal or something Indo-Islamic or Persian or West Asian in that regard. See, Mughal food, much like its architecture, also is a culmination. So, it has multiple Indian elements or native elements in that regard, Persian elements, Central Asian elements, and it brings in this. Though the brick oven is not something new, the tandoor is not something new, but the Mughalai darbars and the Mughalai feasting, the concept of feasting, the aspect that we have namak, that tumne mera namak khaya, is a very, very specific thing to Mughalai traditions. So if we are very systematically removing the Mughals out of our understanding, but in our
There was no salt in Indian food prior to.
no, there is salt, but the idea that you have for loyalty, salt is something very important. Or
Connection.
even consuming milk, the idea that bravery, that have you had your mother's milk, that whole concept comes through. So Mughalai food is not in its, see, as you know, Mughal culture is not something which is just in itself a isolation or insular concept. It took Rajasthani element, it took Gujarati element, it took everything from everywhere. And that is where, if you look at this table, if you look at Mughalai food itself, everything from marination, but yogurt based marination, to having spices. Spices are coming from the south itself. And to how they used to use the oven and the bread concept of naan and all. That is where there is a little bit of innovation. But I would say it's a culmination point. I would not
have the concept of tandoor prior to the
yeah, we have IVC in the Indus Valley civilization also. We have rudimentary tandoors, but it's like the use and the you can say volume in which food was made, and the spice mix is in a way again north and south coming together. So it's spicy also, but it is marinated by yogurt, so therefore it blends and it waters down the spices itself.
Because tandoor is still very much a Central Asian.
Yeah. We have the concept of naan, the bread itself, how we consume it is totally Mughal. So, sir, be it political, be it social, be it food, gastronomy, systematic removal of this space of medieval India is futile, because we all in our actions, in our behavior, in everything, we have a very strong. The idea that biryani was made so popular and it is considered to be a feast-based concept.
Whose biryani is it anyway?
The pulao became the biryani, and
No, don't say that. Pulao is never biryani.
He's referring to the Central Asian.
the Central Asian concept. Filaf. So the idea that Humayun was consuming khichdi in Persia when he ran away from Sher Shah
Because he
Suri.
was always sick.
No, he was he was a very big opium addict, so it used to water down his hangover in that regard. But that is where I say, sir, that Indian food is not isolated. So when you say which is better, north or south, both have impacted each other. And in that regard, I personally would say that I look for North Indian food, be it in Bangalore, be it, but my comfort food is North
But
Indian
sir,
food.
Southern Indian food, don't you think there is more of originality?
Sir,
North India, how can you say that?
again,
I mean, North Indian food is devoid of originality.
No, I'm saying
Sir,
more
I
originality.
I would
Relative
personally
terms.
prefer, apart from Kashmiri food, I would prefer South Indian food. I love the masala dosa. I love the sambar. I love rasam rice. But to say that North Indian food is devoid of
sir,
originality,
but what he's
Sir,
what
I
you
am
are
saying
doing.
in relative terms. I'm saying more of
No, sir.
have a point.
don't defend.
No, sir. What they're doing is.
Don't defend him.
So, what they're doing is that they're not actually they're talking about North as a monolith.
Yeah.
When I want to go to specifics, they will say, no, that is Western India, that is Eastern India. North for them is only Delhi, somehow. So, when we talk
For
about
example, when we talk about lal mas of Rajasthan, it is as spicy mutton dish that you can
Sham
get.
the
sir has a
variety
valid
in
point.
North is
Sham sir has a
beyond
valid
exception,
point.
sir.
When it comes to, let's say, authenticity of food, right? It's South Indian influence has been
Again, I'm saying on relative terms, not absolute terms. I'm saying relative terms.
Sir,
I'm saying it's
I'll-
not that there is no influence.
Give
in Southern-
examples.
Sir,
Give examples.
jowar roti.
Jowar roti is something which is had in North India also.
North India also,
Sir,
sir.
jowar
आप तो
roti.
millets को एकदम ही South Indian ही बना
Let's
दे
say
रहे
the kind of
most of the North Indian dishes, be it, let's say, biryani, kebabs.
हो. That is not a North
Because
Indian dish.
Biryani is
That
not
is
a
not
North Indian
Indian
dish.
No, as in generally associated with Awadhi culture or Mughalai culture. It's most of the external influences which has influenced North Indian
Sir,
food.
the basic.
Whereas South
comfort
Indian food is
is-
the other way around. South Indian food has influenced food around the world.
No, sir. I would argue.
So then
the
idli
basic
comes from
comfort food
Indonesia,
is
sir.
rice, dal.
Idli has its origin in
Even
Indonesia.
predating that, there is a reference in Kannada literature
Yeah.
in Vadaradhane where idli is mentioned in 9th
Sure,
century.
but there is also an Indonesian angle.
Absolutely.
So, sir, the
Sir, what is
point.
the staple food consumed in majority of the households in North and Central India? Rice and dal? Does that have a
What
foreign
is the
influence?
staple food in Andhra?
Rice, primarily rice. But the recipes which have been created in southern kitchens, I think it's more original, more authentic, as Sham sir said.
It
But
is not
then,
about
then
authenticity.
what you are saying is, what he's saying is that if it is a blend, it is not original. But that is what is originality is about.
I am saying influence. There is no
Yeah.
question of originality. I'm saying influence. I'm not claiming everything that is prepared in southern India is original.
Not
I did not claim. If you go to Kerala, there is an influence. I agree. If you go to Maharashtra, there is an
So
influence.
rather, I would say that the
I'm saying-
colonial influence on South Indian food is even more
Yeah,
than
yeah.
anywhere in North.
Much
So then
better.
how can you say?
But in North, what he's saying is correct to the degree that in northern part of the country, you have had so many invasions over a period of
Outside influences are more.
over the period of centuries and millennia that the food
Mm.
has been a blended mixture. The outcome that we see
But
is not
That
something
is where is othering North Indian food. That is what I
but
don't want to
that
do.
is again not treating what food you have in Rajasthan, what food you have in, let's suppose, the
Sir, a
region of
menu
Assam.
card
For
including
example,
Rajasthan.
Assamese cuisine.
Huh.
Assamese cuisine, if you consider, you will have a very bland looking vegetable dish, but it is as spicy as it can get. The chilies there, they are as potent chili that you can get.
Green chilies.
The green chilies there.
Yeah.
So there, the spice quotient is very next level. So do we consider that as a part of North India, or do we?
And similar thing you will find in Andhra,
Ah,
the green chili based chili chicken.
right.
Not
yes.
red,
Yes,
red
yes,
chili powder. It's the green chili,
Yeah, it is
freshly plucked.
It is good.
That's brilliant.
So from the
Example I quoted earlier, Andhra chili chicken.
Yeah, he told about.
so from
But you're
Rajasthan.
saying originality.
I'm saying in compared to
On
the
food,
northern part of
I-
it, influence is lesser. I did
On
not say
food, I
original.
don't want a divide. Consume whatever you want to consume.
It has.
Embrace everything. I mean, if there is a food item which I love from South India, I would want to embrace it as my daily routine.
Yes.
That's how
Yeah.
idli is something. It's a healthier breakfast item. I would prefer it over an English breakfast.
Yes.
It's not the question that there is a division in the food. The debate was basically which one would you
Influence.
prefer, which
No,
has
you
more
said
influence.
No.
You
Which has
had a very
more
different question,
influence.
sir.
Arey, sir, I'll repeat the statement. I asked you, don't you think southern India influence is lesser compared to northern part
Now
of
you've put
India?
the word influence. You had used originality as the
No,
word.
that's why I added the point. North Indian food, external influence is more. Whereas in Southern Indian food, South Indian food has influence.
Even
Do
then,
you
it is
consider
original.
Goa as a part of Southern India, or Goa is?
I was going to say that.
Do you consider Goa as a part of Southern India, or Goa is completely different?
Central.
I agree.
Yes, central. First he added Maharashtra. Now he's making it central. So when
Goa
you
is
when it
central.
suits you, you add Maharashtra. When it does not
Goa is
suit you,
different and Maharashtra is different, right?
So
Do you consider
will-
both of them?
will
as
Goa
lesser?
come-
When I say Southern
South India, peninsular sector.
let's say Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh.
Okay, so he's only talking
So
about
I'm not excluding othering anyone.
Goa is in the same latitude, but it is not such.
Goa definitely has a Portuguese colony. It has a very
Exactly.
heavy influence.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
Sir, I told you, for example, Kerala.
Hmm.
Is it that everything that is in Kerala original? No, I'm accepting that.
Right.
Right? I'm saying
He's only talking about
influence.
Karnataka. He's only talking about
In
Karnataka.
terms of original, in terms of influence, I'm saying
Kerala,
more
there is
influence.
In Tamil Nadu, there is influence. But in Karnataka,
Northern Karnataka to be specific.
Northern Karnataka, there is no influence.
I'm saying influence is there, but comparatively lesser. That was the point.
So then I can then also counter a point that there is more innovation in the north when it comes to food and palate than in south.
There, I would say that innovation is very varied in southern part of the country. It's more within the state itself. For example, we were talking about Malabar biryani.
Yeah.
But the variation in Malabar biryani that you go from northern Kerala to the southern part of
It
Kerala,
changes.
even the simple chicken dishes that you have in Tamil Nadu. Now there again,
Keep on changing.
the variation between east and west is massive. When you have the same chicken
Just
dish,
travel, let's say 50 or 100 kilometers, there is a variation.
So, but
That kind of
Be-
variation
you are in Gujarat,
Hmm.
then you're in Rajasthan, then you're going to MP, then you go to Kolkata, you
You
go
will
to
see those
Bihar, and you go to Northeast. The variation is
Massive.
massive. There is variation in biryani. I'm talking about from dal bati churma to dokla to adding sugar.
Sir, that is also wider. I am saying that even within the same
Within the
vegetable of
state.
okra,
Hmm.
let's suppose how okra is prepared.
Yeah.
How okra is prepared in Gujarat will be very different from how it is prepared in maybe a Chhattisgarh. Will be very different from how it is prepared in Assam.
True.
So
And that is driven by the climate of these.
climatic
Yes.
conditions
Yes.
and also how they are used to it. How frequently do they get that vegetable? So, for example, in northeastern part, you will find a frequent mixture of meat items with vegetables. In many part of central India, you don't find that. You find non-vegetarians being dealt separately.
And it's also about your health status. For example, in Kashmir, if you are seen buying a chicken, we inquire about what's wrong with you. No, not look down about what's wrong with you. Are you fine? Is there viral bacterial infection? You're consuming chicken, and you see the bread varieties in Kashmir. the bread, the lavasas, the chochurus, the burger khanis, the katlams. You will never find such variety anywhere in the world,
I'm just
except
waiting.
maybe in France.
And what is the the sweeter variant of the bread? Where there's a stuffing,
It is
sheerman.
Shirmal,
Shirmal.
but that is
That is-
salty.
Not necessarily sweet.
Not-
No,
not
no,
necessarily.
Shermal.
I'm still waiting for a Kashmiri to invite me for a Vazwan.
Yeah.
Pending.
Sir, that way is healthier food, better for the
And that's
gut.
not even Kashmiri. That's a Persian influence.
Ah.
For example, during the winter season, there is this Halim variant called
Correct.
harisa,
Mm.
but that's much better
Mm.
than Halim.
We want you to hear that.
Yes, yes. Yes, there is no dal that you find it. Instead, you'll find rice,
Ah.
but grinded and cooked overnight.
So it's a winter food.
It's a winter food
Ah.
and makes you heavy. It will last till maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon as well.
Mm.
Made of good mutton
Nice.
with lots and lots of spices and eaten with the roti.
Right.
And that is only during winter because of the climatic conditions,
Right.
geography.
Yeah. It is.
So though, if it's more gut based, fermented, healthier, south. So I would
That was
rather
my point.
I would
It's
have
not
my
good.
breakfast to be South
South
Indian,
Indian.
to my entree to be then North Indian, and then have all of India as the dessert.
Desert, yeah.
Yeah.
Desert, we have a great
And
variety.
that's what we should celebrate.
Yeah.
Mm.
The diversity.
We are so lucky, sir.
We are not. We just don't have the religious diversity or caste diversity or linguistic diversity. Look at the food,
Yeah.
and you will never have a dull day if you're a foodie.
Yes.
But the only thing that I hate, and I wish they be done away with, are these ordering apps because they ruin that food experience. I mean, you have to go there, consume the food freshly taken on your plate. And
Sir,
that's a
but it all
different
depends
experience
on the
altogether.
supply and demand.
Yes.
If there is a demand, there is an food ordering gap.
No,
And
it's
I'm
about
not
we
saying
have
that
It's not about the
cultivated that
economics
kind
of
of a
it.
lifestyle.
It's about the
There
food
is a
culture
demand.
as well, sir.
Yeah.
In Japan, there's a schooling program, Shokoiku,
Hmm.
where they
Yeah.
teach the children from day one
how
where
to
the
cook.
how to cook,
How to
where the food is sourced from,
Exactly.
and
So
the
you are
value-
being brought closer to the nature.
exactly, and it's nutritious food. It's
Right.
not living textbook. I think that is something we should inculcate.
That's the
But
beauty about
but
Japan.
isn't patriarchy doing the same?
No, again, in our case, the entire aspect of cookbook is reduced to patriarchal aspect.
Yes.
That
It
is the
is
problem.
not something which is considered to be
Taught
universal.
to everyone.
Yeah, it cannot be taught to
But
everyone.
within a diverse country like India, having secret spices, having your identity linked to food,
Yeah.
therefore you have to keep it secretive. So it's the idea that you have this whole universalization that because we have for a Jain, for a Buddhist, for a Hindu, for the other religions in that regard, the food is not just about consuming; it's about identity, and therefore that closing yourself
But
at
sir,
that
your
It is not always
recognition
about
will only
identity, sir.
increase.
Then
Yeah.
the entire aspect, every religion, every custom has got that sharing
Yeah.
custom.
within themselves.
No. In the larger community, you have the concept of langars.
Langars are
Yeah.
open for everybody, regardless of your religion.
Langar, because it was
there-
the genesis of that was in a place where there was a lot of flux,
Yeah.
and it was to basically bring the two major conflicts
Regardless
together.
of whatever, sir. Even today, in any part of the country, anything happens in your family, every custom and tradition places some importance to having a communally
I agree.
tradition. So sharing
Community is
is
good.
that aspect within our society,
Yeah.
and that is not something that you can say for the rest of the world. By the way,
But not
In Kashmir, for example, there is this copper platter,
Mhm.
and it is shared by 4 men,
Ah.
4 people.
I'm
and-
saying
and-
inter-religious, inter-regional.
It is interreligious as well.
In
Look at the Kashmiri Pandits.
Mm.
They are big consumers of non-veg.
Mm.
yeah,
So it is cultural, not
Culture.
just religious.
Yeah. In Karnataka as well, after Yugadi festival, we celebrate something called Mustadaku.
yeah.
The Gauda Vakaliga
Yeah.
community especially, where the meat is often shared
Shared.
because usually, let's say, lamb is expensive. So the whole community, the village comes together and they, after the animal is slaughtered, it's distributed equally. So it's sort of a communal thing. It's a culture.
Even in eastern part of the country, for example, even in northern Bihar, the region you call Mithilanchal and the region of Kolkata. For example, during festivals after Diwali, when you have the Kali Puja. So during the Kali Puja events, you have the same mutton which is distributed amongst the larger population. You have the khichadis based upon mutton.
Then why is the government forcing vegetarianism on people or allegedly forcing vegetarianism on the people?
I think that is a section which is largely ignorant of the realities of the country. And what you also cited earlier about Madhya Pradesh High Court issuing a statement about some of the external foods, how they are ruining. So it is the lack of exposure as well. Many of the people, for a long period of time, they are very much comfortable in the food, the micro regional food that they have consumed. And when they come to the position of power, they want that to be imposed. So it is their innate belief that what I am consuming is the best food out there. Remember that time when Khap Panchayats used to issue statements like eating chow mein would get you raped. So that was the kind of statement and that is the kind of mindset. So it is coming from the same society, isn't it? The leaders also that we are electing, leaders also coming from the same society who have been born, bred, brought up in this patriarchal mindset that my home food is the best food. Every other food, East India, South India, North India, everything is bad. That is what they want the entire society to behave like that. They are in the position of power. They want that homogenization in the society.
How would you look at modifications in the food? Modifications in the sense I would abhor a samosa with dry fruit inside.
That is something which should be punishable. So anybody who is selling chocolate samosas and samosas with
But
kajus and all,
some things are okay, but these are taken to extreme level.
yeah.
I think social
What is
media-
okay? What is okay?
Right? Let's say, for example,
Chocolate samosa, is it okay?
No, that's what I'm coming to.
You had a very
Say-
bad experience with that
I'll give
samosa.
an example. Biryanis.
Yeah.
There are different varieties of biryanis.
Yeah.
It's not
Veg
that
biryani should be banned.
I'm
It
not
should be
saying
banned.
veg biryani.
It should be called
Let's
pulao.
say-
biryani.
But again, sir,
Sir, I'm being
Paneer biryani.
discriminated against, sir.
we'll have to be mindful of the vegetarians also.
As well.
It's not that biryani should be relegated to only non-vegetarians.
Vegetarian.
Let them also have fun.
Oh my god. We are having fun, sir.
Such a condescending
He's like, इनको भी खा लेने दो.
Let them also have something which they can call biryani.
No, experimentation with food and trying out newer variations is very important. That is a part of Indian culinary culture, exactly. But then what you were saying, I agree with that.
Butchering of food
Yeah.
is something which
You
is
mentioned Shizwan dosa.
Which is your
Fanta into Maggie.
horrible experience in terms of food?
in terms of food. Very hard to think. I mean, I've been to a lot of bad hotels.
So my experience was in Delhi.
Oh my god. Now we know where you're
My
coming from, sir.
experience was in Delhi.
He just said Delhi is the best place for English.
My experience. I went to the restaurant. I ordered the dosa, and the
Why do you go to Delhi and order dosa?
And that is
the experience.
Sheikhs are ordering a dosa in Delhi.
That's what experiences teach us. Then I realized we should not order dosa in Delhi, right? Because the cook looked, right, let's say good, right, in terms of, let's say,
You
preparation.
checked out?
Yeah, they were doing on the road only. So
That's the reason.
I looked at the tawa and
I
said,
don't trust
"Very
your.
good. Tawa is there, dosa
Tawa is also
batter
good.
is there."
Would have got PM 2.5 also with the dosa.
So my experience was in Delhi, right? So that's the reason I've
Okay,
stopped
sir.
trying out.
Your horrible experience.
Horrible experience, I would say. I'm not able to count easily. Maybe in terms of other than fast food, Mumbai was not very forgiving. In terms of fast food, it is good.
It's good, but again, how
But
Where
then
do you eat?
where do you eat
Mumbai?
that
Yeah.
in a good fashion? I found few of the restaurants, they are good, but then again, quite high and expensive side.
and these days,
So-
social media has ruined street food.
Yeah.
The influencers.
Dolly
so-called
chai
influencers.
wala culture.
Unnecessary butter, cheese,
Yeah.
just to make the video go viral. I think that
Right.
ruins a very.
And
For example, pav bhaji, now it has
Yeah.
become a custom to add a block of
Everything.
butter with
butter or
with
cheese
the
on
bhaji.
it.
And it absolutely ruins the
Ruins
taste.
it.
So,
in addition to that, the fake reviews also basically raise our expectations.
yeah.
We have a very high expectation when we go to the restaurant and order and eat. Then we realize, okay,
It is
That's
That's what happened with me with the Rameshwaram Cafe.
Rameshwaram Cafe, yeah.
Sir, I had a horrible experience with chaat here in Bangalore.
Ah.
I ordered a bhale papri chaat
And
and
you are ordering chaat here.
so that is where I got I don't know, I got a soup with something in it and some chaat in it. He said that I said I want bhalle papdi chaat. He
There-
gave me that.
You could have ordered
there are-
Bangar Pet
There are
chaat.
two
That's
types
a
of
different
chaat. The
variety.
North Indian chaat is different. You should never have it here.
Hmm.
There is a different Bangalore variant chaat which is very good. Like dahi
Seek
bada.
advice before ordering.
I will, sir. I have to now.
Ask us, we'll tell you.
I haven't had a horrible experience, but one issue is in Tamil Nadu, dinner time, the options are very restricted.
Yeah.
It's only breakfast. Like the parota, the Tamil Nadu parota, or few
I
others.
love that.
You don't get the proper dinner options across the state.
But it depends where
cultural
you're
thing.
dining in
Huh.
Tamil Nadu.
In
Where you're
Tamil Nadu,
dining.
yeah.
Yes, there are certain restaurants where they will simply say these are 3 or 4 varieties.
Huh.
That's it. Beyond that, they will not serve you anything.
Nothing
So, but
else.
I may be.
Whenever in doubt in Tamil Nadu, I consume the
Talapakat. Talapakat.
Sir, but I may be prosecuted for it. But parathe wale gali, I had a very bad experience with the
Parathe wali gali. I also
Very
had a
bad.
bad.
Unhygienic.
Yeah.
Unhygienic. It's not a paratha. It's a puri basically. They are
It
just.
is like it is like an oil refinery out
Yeah.
there.
It was really bad. I very. It had been a very long time. I was looking forward to it, but so bad. So parathe wali gali, and I think Chandni Chowk, because of that social media gaze, has changed itself quite a lot.
Great. So towards the end, there is often the food melas which are organized in different parts of the country. But the problem is, if I consume a food from a particular location, it may not be the real version of that location. So what we need to promote the authentic food of different parts of the country, give that authentic food experience to the people, let people embrace the originality of each and every food coming from different parts of the country and celebrate it. And today was the celebration of the diversity of Indian food. We loved it, every munch of it. And I hope you loved also watching and hearing different insights into the food in India, the culture, the politics, the language of it. If you've enjoyed it, do not forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. All the best. Take care.